I now have the great privilege of inviting Ray and Vi Donovan to come and address us. Their son Chris was tragically murdered in 2001, and they've agreed to be here today to share something of their own experience and the work they now do. Thank you so much for being here, and do come and speak.
Yeah, just a quick outline. Christopher's brother and a friend were walking to another friend's house. Coming the opposite way were a gang of 14 boys and girls out of their head and drinking drugs. They punched my youngest son in the face, knocked him out. Christopher went to save him, ended up costing him his life. The boys were arrested, they were found guilty of murder. Out of the 14 boys and girls, the witnesses only saw 3. One got 6 years, one got 9 years, one got 10 years for murder. I hand over the Bible.
6 years, 6 years, you would be forgiven for thinking that's not enough. The world screams, it's not enough. Everybody asks us that. What do you think? Well, we were angry, yes, initially at the beginning. 6 years for stamping on Christopher's head seems totally absurd. But when you think about it, it doesn't matter how long. If they gave them 20 years and nothing ever changes, and they don't get rehabilitated, and they come out and they go back to their gangs, then what's the point of the system? It fails. It fails us and it fails them. So for us, it's not about the years. For us, it's about rehabilitation. When are they going to ask victims of crime, serious crime, about rehabilitation? Because we don't always want blood. We want them to come out and live in society properly. We don't always want to kill them. Things change for people. When are people going to ask us? Ask the offenders, ask us, what's right here? 20 years wouldn't have changed Christopher dying. 20 years wouldn't have changed anything if they hadn't gone on something good.
We got involved in a programme called the Sycamore Tree, which is run by Prison Fellowship. I see our friend here today. Can you put your hand up? I can't see it.
Peter.
Bye,
I see
Peter.
him.
Yeah. It's a great course. It's a victim awareness course / restorative justice. We've been doing that for 17 years, and we learned a lot by our prison work. We've got more friends in prison than we've got outside. That's true.
It's a bit sad.
Don't ever mug around by the street, because you will get sorted out in prison. But it's true. They're human beings. Yeah? Now, we met one of the boys, and in court he said, I didn't do it, I was innocent. He fought the system. He beat up a few prison officers, did an extra 2 years in prison. When he met us, he said, they put me on a victim awareness program. Peter, this is going to blow your mind, it was Sycamore Tree. And he went, from that day to this, it wasn't a murder victim, it was a break-in. And he said, from that day to this, I can't get Chris out of my head and out of my heart. And then we noticed every time he mentioned Chris, he'd touch his heart, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And then he went, I was a 15-year-old coward, I murdered your son and I'm sorry. That's all we wanted. That's all we wanted. 20, 30 years in prison wouldn't have got us there. Making them do, they should be meant to do it, making them do a victim awareness course in prisons to understand the damage they've done to the victims. Not only the victims, but their families as well. Now, the last boy, the second boy we met was Stephen. After meeting us, we were going to speak to 600 probation officers, and Stephen wrote a letter for us to read to them. It starts off, my name is Stephen Andrews. I and all my other associates was involved in the death of Christopher Donovan on the 26th of May 2001. He goes on to talk about the crime, but this is the most important. Hearing the families, sorry, messed up there.
There's time.
I've got his letter here, sorry.
There's time, don't
I'm
worry.
going to rush because we only have got 5
No,
minutes.
it's
That's why I'm
fine.
rushing.
Take your time.
Hearing the founder's experience at the time of Christopher's death and the impact on losing him in such a horrible way had upon them, get this, made it real.
Made it real.
Not going to prison, not doing 20 years, meeting the parents and the loved ones made it real. Our system is broken.
Yes.
Restorative justice is the only way forward, and victim awareness in prison is the only way forward. Do you want to read this bit?
So being part of the
Yeah.
restorative justice
I'm gonna give it down
process,
to you.
meeting Ray and Vi Donovan was more powerful than any victim awareness course, and something that I will remember, and no doubt it will influence the rest of my life. It gave me the opportunity to apologise to them for the loss and give them some background and my own experience and what I've done since. When Ray and Vi told me they forgave me, it meant everything. It meant that they understood that what happened to Christopher was an incident that should never have occurred. Hearing them give me permission to have the best life that I can have, it made me feel like a human being again, a good person with a clear focus and a positive future. I owe that to Christopher. So meeting Ray and Vi has helped me to accept I owe it to myself too. When I committed this offence, I was lost with no direction or purpose. But that's no longer the case, Stephen. When are they going to ask us about rehabilitation? What does rehabilitation look like to you? Is it just art classes and a little bit of woodwork?
Sticky matchsticks on a paper of cardboard.
Because that's all it's ever been about. But rehabilitation is much more than this. It's about helping them understand. It's about helping them to come to a point of repentance, of true understanding, of wanting to put things right. Isn't that what it really should be about? For us, I think our prisons fail it.
And the system treated us so bad. We only spoke to it was a Queen's Counsel back then, so I won't be rude to the King. We had out of 6 weeks court case, 10 minutes with the Queen's Counsel. They sat us by the door, the boys are coming in and now passing us, and we were just treated like bystanders. Day 2 of the court case, the jury chairman stood up and said, can I ask a question? Yeah. Who are they at the back?
Who are we? When are they going to ask us to? I think it's about time now, in this changing world that we have. It's about the time now.
We go in prisons, we go in schools, we go in universities. Now, Friday, I'm off to Northern Ireland. I'm speaking in McGilligan Prison. We've been to Northern Ireland a few times. Canada, Africa, America. We go anywhere we're asked to go. Because we believe in restorative justice so much. Thank you.